What is going on, guys? It's been a while since I made a video like this where like me sitting in the car and the camera up on a suction mount. Ow, ow, ow. Yeah, a lot of you guys and girls, like all my 3 fans that are girls, enjoy some of these videos when I'm just driving and talking to you guys about stuff. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about, just cut right to it, we're gonna be talking about the 5 things that you should know before buying a BMW. Now, this doesn't really apply to every single BMW, like the older ones from back in the day, like the E30 or like the E36 even. I mean, a lot of the stuff does apply to an E36, and it doesn't only apply to the F30 or the newer BMWs, but it does apply to a vast majority of BMWs, and some of the stuff even applies to basically a lot of cars, not only just BMW. I'm sure Mercedes and Audi and maybe even Infiniti does it exactly like this. So yeah, let's get right into it. Now, before I bought my BMW, I had no care in the world or interest in the world for premium fuel. All I would do is just fill it up on 87 and just be on my way. Well, that actually is not allowed when you have a BMW. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you guys hear that rattle, it's because my downpipe is touching the transmission and it's shaking. It's causing a really bad rattle and the whole car vibrates. So if that is making noise and you guys can hear it, I apologize in advance. But anyway, I'm getting that fixed soon. Back to the topic. I would just fill up 87 in my old Nissan and just be on my way. I didn't care or know anything about 93 or 91 octane rating fuel. I had no idea what was the point of it, and I still basically barely understand it. But basically, if you have a BMW, there's a 90% chance that it requires 91 octane or more. Basically, what I'm trying to say is only give your car whatever it requires, nothing less. You can give it more if you want. I don't know if it helps at all or if it does anything, but basically make sure that you fill 93 octane fuel or 91 octane fuel in your BMW, because 90, 87, or 89 is just not gonna cut it. Number 2, oil changes. Basically, I was under the impression that the oil changes can be every like 10 or 15,000 miles, like I've been doing it in my prior like older Japanese cars and stuff, but that is not the case here. It's ideal if you get your oil changes almost every 5,000 or 6,000, maybe pushing it to 7,000 miles. I know for the BMW F30, the service interval is 15K, but please do not believe in that. Do your oil changes before that, because that is a way too long of a time. BMW only did that so they don't have to pay as much for oil changes, and basically the F30 is, they call it a warranty car, so like they don't want to keep paying for you to get oil changes. But I would recommend that you get your oil changes every 5,000 miles. I do mine, basically I'm going to start doing mine every 3,000 miles because I do beat on my car a little. I do a lot of pulls, but if you drive like a grandma or you just do like regular spirited driving, nothing crazy, 5,000 is fair. I would recommend for you to do them every 5,000 miles. And not only is it that you have to fill or change your oil every 5,000 miles, and now I need gas. Not only do you have to fill or change your oil every 5,000 miles, it's not conventional oil. You have to fill it with full synthetic. So, you know, it's basically just the same thing with gas. You can't just put regular conventional oil in your BMW. You have to put full synthetic. It's what the car requires. And it's not just any full synthetic oil. You have to get oil that's approved by BMW for your motor, or just you can go on the forums and see what other people have used. I hear Liquid Moly and Modal is really good. Some people say that Mobil 1 is good. I've heard mixed reviews about all oils. Honestly, just make sure you get 5W30 or whichever, and make sure you do get full synthetic, and you'll be on your way. Now, number 3 doesn't only apply to BMW, it also applies to basically most cars, but with BMW, it's like historically been proven that the manual transmissions last a lot longer or are more reliable than the automatic or Steptronic transmissions. So if reliability is something that you look for in a BMW, I'm not gonna say it's impossible, because it is possible. It's just, you're better off if you want to make reliability like that's number 1 for you. Go, if you know how to drive stick, go ahead and grab yourself a manual, because you know the chances of any mishap with an automatic is slightly or more, much more higher than it is with a manual transmission. Now, since we're talking about reliability, number 4 leads me to maintenance. Now, there is a huge crazy, you know, I'm not gonna call it a myth because it is true, maintenance on a BMW is more, but you gotta see how you're looking at it. There's preventative maintenance, and then there's regular actual maintenance when something goes wrong with the car and you have to pay out of pocket. Now, there's a lot of things to talk about here in this one topic, so I'm gonna try and just summarize it. I'm not gonna try and go crazy in depth and make this a 15-minute video, but basically you have to get, or you don't have to, but for the most part, you have to get OEM parts for your engine components. So like if there's like something wrong with your starter or your power steering pump or even your alternator, you want to go with the OEM route and not with the aftermarket route. These cars do not like aftermarket things. BMW just, I don't know what they do, but it just does not work well with aftermarket parts. And that is why the maintenance is known to be so high, because OEM parts for any manufacturer is genuinely expensive. Like generally expensive, sorry, excuse me. Basically, if you look at OEM parts for Nissan or OEM parts for Honda, it's pretty up there. The issue is that the labor rates are much higher for European cars. So it's kind of annoying and it's really stupid, but you should be aware of this because it is true. It's not about so much about the car's reliability that's messed up in terms of maintenance, it's the cost of maintenance. So it's like labor rates are much higher for BMWs, and they say it's because, oh, it is much more complex to work on. It honestly isn't. It's just different compared to some Japanese vehicles. Two people were working outside of an AutoZone a while back, and one was an E46 325i, the window regulator. If any of you E46 owners are here, you guys know that your window regulators are known to go out. But this guy's window regulator was out, and this Nissan Altima from like 2004's window regulator was out, and they were like, oh, let's see who, you know, finishes fixing their window regulator first. The guy with the BMW, he was about the same skilled as the other guy. It wasn't basically on skill, but the guy with the BMW got done much quicker because the job was basically a lot easier than it was on the Nissan. The Altima was a little bit more complicated. So there's sometimes jobs that require work, and on a Japanese car it could be more complicated than it is for a German car. This isn't for all scenarios in all cases, but that's pretty much what goes around the myth that goes around the car. The BMWs, Mercedes, like have really bad reliability. It's not necessarily bad reliability, it just requires more maintenance and preventative maintenance. Ooh, we got a tunnel, I forgot to tell you guys, I got my downpipe welded, and now when I shift up, it's like a gunshot. It's ridiculous. It's actually like, it's crazy. It's not nice. So yeah, contrary to popular belief, parts and labor isn't that much more than the competition for BMW. It's just that BMWs and just German cars in general are pretty like less reliable than Japanese cars, which is why they do require a little bit more maintenance to keep them on the road. So that's really where it comes from, that, oh, you need lots of money for repairs and stuff. It's only because it requires a little bit more time and effort from its owner. So it's kind of like, you know, you can't just like not care about it and just like have no care in the world and drive it, because you do have to be a little, you know, worried and stuff. And I would definitely recommend for you to learn a thing or two about your car and start turning your own wrenches, because honestly, little things that are kind of easy, like I said earlier, labor rates, they're really high, and they just charge you, they overcharge you than for what the job really is. And you can, it's a good way, it's a good skill to have, to learn how to do like your own oil changes, or learn how to change spark plugs, or change how to change ignition coils, learn like little things that don't require crazy amounts of skills and crazy tools to do. Now, if you're about to go look at a used BMW, or if you're about to just buy one, just make sure you are aware of the fact that BMWs are known to have oil leaks or even coolant leaks. Mostly, majority oil leaks. The gaskets, they just end up leaking for whatever reason. I have 3 BMWs, and all 3 of them have oil leaks. This one has an oil leak from the oil filter cap, which isn't major. It's very cheap and easy to fix. It's just the gasket always leaks. My sister's car actually has a small leak also from the oil filter, and a little valve cover gasket leak. And then another BMW that I haven't even told you guys about that I got from my mom has a crazy, it's an E46, and it has a crazy valve cover gasket leak. So all in all, this does kind of go into the maintenance aspect of having a BMW, but leaks, oil leaks, all these little things, they are very common on BMWs. So please, when you're looking at a car, just be on the lookout for that, and try to make sure that the oil leak isn't ridiculous. And if you do get a car with an oil leak, figure out if it's valve cover gasket or oil filter, whatever it may be, just find out where it's coming from, figure it out, fix it, get the engine bay cleaned, and see if it continues to leak, or just completely back out of getting it and not even deal with the headache, whichever it may be. But that's really it that I can come up with, that I would have appreciated to know and would have helped my buying process when I was trying to get a BMW when I was first buying my E90. But I had no idea that these cars require premium fuel or anything about it. I had really no care in the world about oil changes and when I did them and what kind of oil I used to put, and basically all these little things that taught me a lot. Once I got a BMW, I would have really appreciated, you know, knowing these little things that really do help you along your way of being a BMW owner. But thank you so much, guys. We basically have been making videos for 1 year now. In 1 year, I've came up with, I think, 6,200 subscribers, which is way more than what I was estimating. I was going around like I was gonna stop at like 3, maybe 4K, but I did a little bit better than I projected myself to do. So I really appreciate you guys, and I really love you guys to death for changing my life. This YouTube channel has done so much for me. So if you guys are new to the channel, if you're wondering what car I'm driving a 2013 BMW 328 X-Drive. It's an F30. It has 78,000 miles on it. I've done a couple mods here and there. Go check out my other videos if you'd like to see those. But all in all, it's a great car. If you're looking to buy one, don't hesitate. Try and find one with low miles. Go ahead and hit me up on Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat if you have any questions about which one you want to buy. If I don't get back to you, please don't be offended, because I have a lot of you asking me, is this car good? Should I get this one? Should I get that one? And like, you know, it's really hard to get to all of them. Oh my God, another tunnel, another tunnel. Downshift. That just doesn't get old. I love my downpipe so much. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the video. I know this was random, but it's been a while since I made a video like this, and I really enjoy doing these because I just get to sit and drive and chill and talk to you guys, and I enjoy doing it very much. It's a beautiful day out today. I'm gonna go probably get a car wash or something because my car is filthy. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care. Peace out.